everybody, welcome back to a back-to-back video. So today we're just going to do rotor and back pads on the back. I already did the other side, so I know how easy it is to do, but maybe for some of you guys it's a little harder, but I'll make it easy for you guys. Jack your car up, put some jack stands under there, track your lugs, which are a 19mm, and then once you do that, I'll get to the next step. And after that is off, you got 2 Phillips keeper screws for rotor, which you could take off now, or you could take off after you get the caliper off. I'm just going to take them out now for you. Number 2 Phillips, by the way. So you take those out, then you got the caliper retaining bolts right here, which are 14mm, and then you also need to hold this nut, which is a 17, because of the spin. I've already cracked it, so I should be able to. I should be able to see it spins like that. See it spinning. This way you gotta hold it. So you do that, and that'll come off for you. And your emergency brake needs to be off to get it off, but once that's off, everything just kind of comes apart. These are on their way out. They weren't totally bad yet, but that's okay. He's got a long drive ahead of him, and I want him to be safe. So the only thing left now is to take off this plate back here, which held on by 2 bolts, which should be 14mm here and there. Take those 2 off. This comes off, put your rotor back on, and everything back in. One thing is you're going to have to compress this, and I'll show you guys an easy way to do that in just a second. After you took off those 2 14mm bolts, the bracket comes off. So does the rotor. If I can do this one-handed. The rotor comes off, and boom. Now the only thing that's left to do is compress this and reinstall everything else. Let me set this up. I'll show you guys the easiest way to do it with a tool that everybody's got. So, everyone thinks you need these fancy tools to do something like this. Well, guess what? All you need is a screwdriver. Put it in the crack, and spin this thing clockwise. Press it. It may be hard, but it'll work. Without having to spend a dime. Just make sure it's a big one, because you're going to break a small screwdriver and not be able to have the desired power that you want. So, I'll give you guys a nice little close-up there. All the way in, just like that. And then I don't think you guys really need the reverse installation on this thing. Put rotor on. Actually, I will, but I gotta open it up first, so give me a second. Rotor on. You got the recessed rotor screw holes lined up with the correct ones. So you just put those retainers on, and your rotor is back on. Now, here's where you brake clean this whole thing. Get that good and clean from all the, whatever you want to call it, stuff that they had on there. Of course, I lost my Phillips tip right now. It's no big deal. Ah, there it is. Snug these bad boys up pretty good. Once that's done, just reverse installation. So you also want to make sure your guide pins slide in and out easily. If not, you want to clean them up and re-grease them. These still slide very good. So we are good to go on that. All we got to do, reinstall this bad boy back where it's supposed to. Two 14mm. Install them bad boys, tighten them down. simple. You just install your brand new pads, which we have right here. They can only go on one way. Bam schmalam, thank you ma'am. We're in business now. Make sure they're all the way on. Once you do that, you got this brake lubricant so you don't have these things death squealing on you. Just apply an even amount over the entire metal backing. Front one and back one. And then one thing I didn't mention is I took off a 12mm parking brake bolt at the front of this rotor so this thing can swing down. If you don't do that, you're going to have a hard time trying to pull this whole caliper off. So make sure you do that. And then this is pretty much it, everybody. The entire thing's done. Press so it just slides right on there. You put your 12mm or 14mm bolts back through these holes. And that's it. Tighten everything back up and you're good to go.